Welcome! If you're looking for the exact, no-stress, step-by-step process for getting your learner's permit in Kansas, you have definitely hit the jackpot. Today, we're going to completely demystify the rules, the paperwork, and the tests in this explainer.
But okay, let's kick things off with a massive reality check. 80%. That right there is the absolute minimum score you need to pass the written exam in Kansas. So, out of 25 questions, if you miss more than 5, you're going home empty-handed. It's a really tight margin of error, honestly. But hey, don't sweat it, because by the end of this explainer, you are going to know exactly how to land comfortably in the passing majority.
Here is our roadmap for today. Requirements and eligibility basics, preparing for the exam, booking your DMV appointment, taking the permit tests, post-test steps and pitfalls, and finally, we'll wrap up with some frequently asked questions.
All right, moving right into Section 1, Requirements and Eligibility Basics. So, what's genuinely interesting here is just how early you can kick off this process. Thanks to the Kansas Graduated Driver Licensing Program, teens as young as 14 can apply for a permit. Now, if you are under 16, you will definitely need parental consent. But regardless of your age, you've got to physically bring in a few key things: proof of your identity, your social security number, and proof that you actually live in Kansas. And guys, please listen to this crucial warning. Laminated documents and photocopies, they will absolutely not be accepted. Seriously, do not bring a laminated social security card. The DMV will literally reject it right there on the spot, and your day's going to be over before it even starts. You have to bring crisp, original documents, no exceptions.
Okay, on to Section 2, Preparing for the Exam.
Now take a look at the Kansas Department of Revenue DE-98 form. If you're under 16, this piece of paper is basically your golden ticket. It's the official permission affidavit where a parent or guardian signs off to let you get your credential. And here's a pro tip. Hold on to this info because later on in your driving journey, you're going to use this exact same form to certify your 50 hours of supervised driving. So get familiar with it right now because it is an absolute staple of getting licensed in Kansas.
All right, let's talk about actually studying. Please do not just open the driver's handbook and read it cover to cover like it's a novel. That is just not efficient at all. Instead, break your study plan down. Start by completely mastering road signs, and then move on to traffic laws. Why? Well, because the #1 reason people fail this test is that they misunderstand the shapes of road signs, or they misjudge safe driving distances. Use flashcards, and make sure you take at least 3 or 4 online practice tests the week before your exam so you're totally comfortable with the format.
Section 3, Booking your DMV appointment.
Okay, navigating the Kansas DMV booking system is honestly where a lot of people just get totally lost because the state uses 2 totally different systems. If you're in a standard area, it's pretty straightforward. You use the TeleGov portal, and you can book up to 30 days in advance. But if you live in a major metro area like Wichita, Overland Park, or Lawrence, welcome to the QFlow virtual waitlist. This literally means waking up at 6 a.m. on a weekday, jumping on your phone, and virtually sprinting into a digital queue. And even after you get your case ID, you still have to rush down to the physical office and check in at a kiosk to truly secure your spot.
You also really need to watch out for local county exceptions. Like, if you show up at the Pottawatomie County Treasurer's office hoping to get a teen permit, they're going to turn you away. They only process applicants who are 21 and older. And over in Johnson County, dedicated driver's license services are specifically clustered at the Mission and Olathe offices. So, long story short, always check your specific county's rules before you leave the house.
Section 4, Taking the Permit Tests. Let's talk about the big day. The sequence of events when you walk in is super rigid. Step 1, you pay your fees up front. Step 2, you take a vision test to prove you can safely see the road. And Step 3, you finally sit down for the written knowledge exam. Honestly, just knowing this exact order takes away so much of the anxiety of the unknown.
Let's break down exactly what's coming out of your wallet in Step 1. It's a total of $31. That's a $20 permit fee, an $8 photo fee, and a $3 testing fee. Just have this $31 ready to go so you aren't awkwardly scrambling at the counter. Now, passing the physical and mental checks is obviously the whole point here. For the vision test, you need a visual acuity of at least 20/40 in your better eye. Interestingly enough, Kansas does actually allow bioptic drivers to pass the licensure test. Their carrier acuity has to be 2400 or better, and they have to go through a specific medical advisory board review. As for the written exam, well, like we talked about at the very beginning, it's exactly 25 multiple choice questions pulled directly from the Kansas Driver's Manual.
Moving into Section 5, Post-Test Steps and Pitfalls. What happens when it's all over?
Here is what the timeline looks like after you finish testing. If you pass, amazing, congratulations! You'll get processed for your permit right there. But if you fail, hey, it is not the end of the world. You can literally come back the very next business day to retake it, and it only costs a tiny $1.50 re-examination fee. But here is the massive pitfall you have to avoid. Do not just disappear. If you start this process and you don't complete your testing within 6 months, the state slaps you with a $3 abandonment fee. And the worst part? You have to start the entire application process all over again from scratch.
Section 6. Frequently asked questions.
Let's hit a really common one. Do you actually need to take a driver's ed course to get your permit? The short answer is no. It's not strictly required just for the learner's permit. But here is an absolute game changer. A state-approved driver's ed course is basically a magic ticket. If you finish a program approved by the Kansas Department of Education, you can take your certificate of completion to the DMV, and they might waive the written test entirely. No way, right? It is a huge shortcut if you have the time to take the course.
Now, as we wrap up, I need to remind you, this explainer provides general information only, and it is subject to Kansas law changes. Always verify details with the Kansas DMV before you head out, but armed with this roadmap, you are more than ready. Getting that piece of plastic is about a lot more than just memorizing road signs. It is the very first step in taking on the massive responsibility of controlling a 2-ton machine out there in the real world. So, are you ready to take the wheel?